All right, Rob, I've got a strange question for you. A little bit of an unusual one anyway. How can we make Agile work with a long dependency chain? I'm not even sure what that means. Take your best stab at it.
I'm guessing some sort of a hybrid waterfall thing here.
Probably.
So check the links in the description for a video I did a while back on this subject, how to hybridize Waterfall with Scrum. But assuming that's what the spirit of this question is all about, how do we make Agile work for a lot of dependency chains? So there's really a couple ways you can hybridize Scrum and Waterfall. Waterfall, we usually define that as phase-gated, linear sequences, long time horizons before we get anything done. Scrum, typically characterized by teams that are working on small, little, tiny projects that they're getting done every sprint and adapting as they learn more. And so a typical waterfall team, you've got a siloed group working on one phase, then another siloed group working on another. For example, designers do the first part, then hand it off to the builders. The builders do their piece, then they hand it off to the testers.
Testers, sure.
On a Scrum team, an ideal Scrum team has all of these members represented on the team, and they get a small feature to done as soon as possible. So how do you hybridize these two approaches? One, we could follow the waterfall path, and you could use Scrum with the design team all the way until you get up to the end, but you haven't really produced anything of value yet, and the only risk you've eliminated is design risk. And so then you finish sprinting on that, and then the building team, they start sprinting, and they still can't release anything of value because all they're doing is building things that aren't tested. And so when they get done with their piece, then they hand it off, and they've gone through many sprints of building, and they hand it off to the testing team to sprint on. Well, what happens if in the first sprint they find something wrong? Because they will. I mean, what good is a tester if they don't find something broken?
Yep, they're going to find something.
And now that goes back to the building team, who then might say, wait, that's a design problem. So then it goes back to the design team. But the design team is already on the next set of priorities. So what do? Boom. This is where cost delays come in. This is where time delays come in. And frankly, this isn't different than normal waterfall.
Yeah.
You just called it Scrum.
It's waterfall with veneer of agility is what I usually call it.
Sure. And maybe you benefit this much from having a daily Scrum in a team like this. I'm not going to say it's valueless, but you may have just created more of a mess by adding more meetings and not really getting the output that Scrum can deliver. Now let's look at a Scrum team. Let's take a waterfall team, make them work a little bit differently. Imagine you had a waterfall team that didn't do projects in a year-long or 2-year-long chunks, but instead did 30-day projects. They set up a Gantt chart for a 30-day project. And so the phases that they go through, you got a designer working for 3 days and a builder working for 5 days and a tester working for 6. You are far more likely to get to something done in 30 days than you will be in 200 and whatever days or 2 years or whatever the number
chart says. Yeah.
So if you want to get a better hybrid, what I recommend is you start with waterfall teams and shrink the project size down to the same size as a sprint. You'll contain risk, you'll get value out the door quicker, and you'll be able to learn. Now, you will find that your waterfall teams are probably still structurally not set up quite as well to communicate as a Scrum team. Right. But if you can get to there, jumping the bridge into a Scrum situation or a Scrum structure is going to make a whole lot more sense, and you're going to get even better results. But trying to take Scrum and superimpose it on Waterfall, more often than not, you just make a mess.
Hey, thanks for watching that video. Did you like what you heard? If so, you're going to love our Scrum classes. See, not only do we talk about these ideas on YouTube, we're also professional Scrum trainers, and we'd love to have you in one of our classes. So if you need to level up as a Scrum Master or a product owner, maybe you need to learn how to scale Scrum or combine Kanban or UX with Scrum, click the link in our description and you'll find a list of our upcoming classes.
Did you know that notifications don't always come out with YouTube? I know, it's really frustrating. Sometimes my favorite videos, I'll never be notified about them until I go look them up. But if you'd like to join our exclusive mailing list, we'll send you an email every time one of our newest videos comes out. You'll be glad you did.